China possesses a vast and sophisticated arsenal of nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles, aircraft carriers, submarines, and cyber capabilities, making it one of the most potent military forces in the world. The US, which views China as a strategic adversary and a possible danger to its allies and global interests, has been embroiled in a fierce competition with the nation. China is now working on a hypersonic missile that can travel into space and avoid any current defensive systems, a weapon that might upset the global power balance. Come talk about how China's deadly nuclear space missile took the US off surprise. In terms of military expenditure worldwide in 2020, the United States leads without a doubt with an astounding $778 billion. This sum is more than 3 times more than that of China, the second biggest spender, and makes up 39% of all military spending worldwide. China, on the other hand, has been raising its defense spending year by an average of 6.8%. It's not far behind in terms of military innovation and development. Us experts have expressed anxiety about China's expanding military might and have pushed Washington to stay up with Beijing's quick modernization and arsenal growth. One of China's cutting-edge new weaponry has the US interested, a hypersonic glide vehicle that is capable of carrying nuclear bombs. This weapon may fly into space, circle the planet quickly, and then fall into the atmosphere to reach its target, making it unlike any other conventional missile. This makes it very challenging to identify and intercept since it may move erratically and get past current missile defense systems. As to the Financial Times article, this weapon, which China has tested, has the potential to seriously jeopardize both international stability and US national security. While working on its own hypersonic weapons program, the US has not yet advanced to the same degree as China. The stakes are quite high in this quest for hypersonic dominance. 5 officials were emphasized in the paper as having verified the test, indicating that the US government was taken totally off guard. Because it may theoretically hit any area on Earth with great accuracy and little notice, this weapon poses a serious danger to the United States and its allies. China conducted the test in August 2023 by launching a Long March 2 Marine rocket into orbit. A hypersonic glide vehicle that was on board broke away from the rocket and circled the planet in a low orbit. China did not publicize the launch of this rocket, in contrast to earlier and later deployments of comparable rockets. Subsequently, the hypersonic glide vehicle broke back through atmospheric pressure and proceeded towards a destination situated in the Pacific Ocean. China deemed the test successful even though the missile was around 20 kilometers off target. This weapon has the capacity to fire a nuclear warhead or utilize its kinetic energy to inflict significant harm. The fractional orbital bombardment system, a weapon from the Cold War period, is where this notion originated. Keys. The idea behind FOBs was to send a nuclear missile into orbit and then tell it to deorbit over any location on Earth. China's weapon, however, is an improved version that uses a hypersonic glide vehicle instead of a conventional re-entry vehicle. Because FOBs may elude many early warning systems as well as missile defenses, it has long caused worry. While FOB systems can carry out comparable attacks to conventional intercontinental ballistic missiles, IMS, they may do it from very unexpected angles. In order to reach their intended destinations, FOBs systems travel unusual routes into orbit and then re-enter Earth's atmosphere, in contrast to XBMs, which have more predictable trajectories and re-entry tracks. Because of their unpredictable nature, it's very difficult to detect and intercept them, which reduces the effectiveness of traditional missile defense strategies. The operational limits of FOB systems extend beyond those of ICBMs, making it more difficult to forecast the sites of their strikes. Any defensive system would be completely overwhelmed by a hypersonic missile that could hit any target while orbiting the Earth. This weapon can fly across the Earth and strike from any direction, unlike normal missiles that have a set course. It is also difficult to identify and intercept as it might alter its direction and speed at any moment. This weapon might provide China a significant edge over the US and is a game-changer in the sphere of strategic warfare. The United States of America has created systems for tracking and countering missiles that travel on a ballistic trajectory or rise and fall along a predetermined arc. These systems have the ability to track the trajectory and impact location of these missiles and attempt to bring them down. These systems, however, are ill-equipped to deal with a weapon that is able to circle the Earth and go through the atmosphere at supersonic speed. This weapon can strike a target that is not in a straight line after traveling hundreds of kilometers from its launch location. It can also strike from the south, where the US has less protection and coverage, and move in the air to evade the typical missile paths. This weapon poses a sneaky, unexpected danger that may surprise the United States. With the present defensive systems, stopping a hypersonic missile that can circle the Earth and glide through the air is almost impossible. Although the US has certain methods for taking down conventional missiles, they are not intended for use with this kind of weapon. This weapon can fly around the planet and alter its direction and speed at any moment, unlike regular missiles that fly in a fixed arc that makes them simpler to anticipate and intercept. It can also circumvent standard radar systems and penetrate the atmosphere from any direction. This weapon poses a sneaky, unexpected danger that may surprise the United States. Although they're not yet ready, the US is working on several countermeasures, detecting and tracking the weapon, keeping up with its rapid speed and agility, managing many weapons simultaneously, and coordinating with other sensors and systems are just a few of the difficulties they must overcome. Because it would have greater energy and speed than a typical missile, a hypersonic weapon that launches from space and glides through the air would be the most difficult to stop. Naturally, the US has expressed alarm over this weapon. China has advanced significantly in this area, and the US Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall hinted at the potential of global space-based attacks a few months ago. Kendall hinted that China may be developing a system like to the fractional orbital bombardment system that the USSR had used in the past during the Cold War. However, he did not provide any specifics. You are not required to adopt a conventional ICBM trajectory if you use that type of strategy. According to Kendall, it's a technique to get over missile warning systems defenses. The chief of the North American Aerospace Defense Command, General Glenn Van Herk, said that China has just shown very sophisticated hypersonic glide vehicle capabilities. He cautioned that NORAD's capacity to offer threat warning and assault evaluation would face serious difficulties from the Chinese capabilities. The DOD is quite concerned about China's nuclear development, and it makes logical that China would seek to develop missiles that can get bias defense and early warning systems. A hypersonic weapon, which can carry nuclear warheads and attack any target, is one of these weapons. It can circle the Earth and glide through the air. With this difficult-to-identify and neutralize weapon, China may have a significant edge over the US. China may use this weapon, among other things, by firing it from underground silos that are being constructed in the Chinese desert. Ballistic missiles with hypersonic weaponry may be concealed in these silos and launched unexpectedly. The Pentagon could be forced to develop a brand new space-based system that can detect and neutralize these missiles in this very risky scenario, even in cold weather. This system would be able to detect the missiles in orbit and notify the United States of an impending strike. To attempt to defend against a hypersonic weapon that can circle the Earth, a space-based system would be crucial. China has the ability to fire many of these weapons simultaneously, making it difficult and costly to shoot them all down. They pose a complicated and dangerous threat. This weapon poses a sneaky, unexpected danger that may surprise the United States. Although the rocket utilized in this latest test is more typical of one used for conventional space missions, it's crucial to note that China has been developing hypersonic boost glide vehicle technology for some time. The development of such a system for military use is a difficult undertaking that involves several technological difficulties, such as controlling heat and protective coatings. However, military strategists are concerned since China's continued dedication to developing hypersonic technology indicates that they have a serious interest in these capabilities. What are your thoughts on this? Please feel free to leave a remark below with your opinions.